I've noticed that when my mind races, it's usually not because something is necessarily wrong. It's because my body hasn't caught up with the fact that the day is over. The thing is, we live in constant stimulation. Screens, notifications, conversations, and then we expect to step right into calm the moment we close our eyes. But peace doesn't work that way. Peace has to be cultivated. It has to be created intentionally through small moments that remind the body it's safe to slow down. I like to start by washing the day away, not just for cleanliness, but for clarity. I imagine I'm standing under a waterfall, and everything I no longer need is being washed away. The worries that aren't mine to carry, the conversations that replay in my head, the energy I've picked up from other people throughout the day. And it's not about pretending that the day didn't happen. It's simply about letting it end. As the water runs down my skin, I notice the temperature, the sound, and how it feels. When you start paying attention to something so simple, like the bubbles that form as you shampoo your hair or as you wash your body, you notice that your mind doesn't spiral as easily because you're giving it something specific to focus on. You come back to your senses, back to the now. After my shower, I move slowly through my skincare routine because in the evening especially, it's all about slowing down our pace. The way we move sends a message to our nervous system. When we rush, our body thinks there's still something to get done. But when we move slowly, breathe deeply, and do things more gently, the body finally understands it's time to rest. And over the years, I've learned to make my evenings feel like a transition from doing to being, from thinking to feeling. During the nighttime, I also try to turn off any bright lights because bright light tells our body that it's daytime. And we don't want to do that, especially when we're trying to wind down. So I try to use soft lighting, and I also like to wear blue light glasses to help reduce that stimulation and send the signal to my body that it's nighttime. I've been using these for so many years now, so I'll leave a link to the ones I use in the description box below. One of my favorite ways to unwind in the fall and winter time is by making golden milk. There's something about preparing something warm and nourishing and something that smells like fall. This recipe includes things like turmeric and cinnamon, so it's perfect for this time of the year. You can also turn any activity into a grounding one when you do it consciously and with intention. Using the senses with every step, listening to the sounds, smelling the different aromas, noticing the rhythm of things. Calm is found when we learn to see what's right in front of us. It's not about waiting for our minds to quiet down on their own. We can create the environment for peace, one mindful act at a time. Nature is one of our greatest teachers. It reminds us that everything has a rhythm, a season, a cycle. In the fall, the nights become longer, an invitation to slow down and reconnect with ourselves. But doing this isn't always comfortable, especially if you're used to staying busy to avoid what's within. A few years ago, I went through one of the hardest times in my life. I had severe anxiety and panic attacks, and for some reason, the evenings were the hardest. Every day when the sun went down, I could feel the panic rising. It was like my body didn't feel safe in the quiet and in the dark. Looking back, I realized I was terrified of stillness, because stillness meant I'd have to face myself, my thoughts, my fears, and I think that's the part that we don't talk about enough, how healing requires us to stop running, to slow down, to be still, and to truly listen. And it's not easy, it's very uncomfortable, but at some point, you realize that the only way out is through. Facing the discomfort, going through the darkness, is necessary to see the light. Before bed, I like to do legs up the wall. It's one of the simplest ways to calm the body. This position helps the blood flow, it relaxes the lower back, and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for rest and recovery. Having red light bulbs in the room has also been very helpful because it promotes melatonin production and it helps the brain relax quickly. Sometimes we think that we have to have these long and extensive night routines in order to have a restful night of sleep. And while meditating, journaling, stretching, all of these things do help. But sometimes it's just about making these little changes in our environment to help support rest and relaxation. To end the night, I like to take a few slow, deep breaths, really extending the exhale. Sometimes we have a hard time falling asleep because our mind is still active. It's still thinking, it's still processing. So the longer exhales helps the body release tension and let go of anything that might be lingering in the mind. And it also sends the signal to the brain that it's safe. Slowing down is something we all need and deserve. There will always be more to do, more to think about, more to fix, but not everything needs to be resolved tonight. So when I finally lay down to sleep, I try to let go of the day completely, reminding myself that I don't have to be in control of everything. I can release and surrender. It's okay to rest. It's okay to let go. I hope this video has inspired you and given you some ideas on ways you can slow down every night. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.